Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. In today's video I am going to start finishing my sketchbook. I've got two spreads left. I don't count this one because I don't really like working in this joint space. I just glue these shut. And I don't really count this one because I know that I'm going to be working with alcohol markers on this. And I'm going to be covering this page up anyway because of the alcohol marker bleed through. So yeah, this is my second to last sketchbook spread in this sketchbook. And I'm really glad that I'm finally able to start finishing it. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm just going to try and finish this sketchbook. So yeah, let's get started. I found a really cool reference photo that you can see on the screen right now. And at first, I wanted to use it as more of an inspiration and draw my original character in place of the girl in the photo. But in the end, I decided against that and I just basically redrew the photo in my sketchbook. The sketching process was a mess. I tried really hard to make it look perfect, and then there's still something about it that just looks weird to me. I don't know. I sometimes get stuck in this headspace where I try really, really hard to make something look like perfect and like in my head perfect. But yeah, it still looks a little bit weird to me, but that's okay. And as you can see, I left a lot of my erasing and redrawing of this sketch because art isn't always easy. And even if you are drawing for most of your life, you can still struggle, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's all just a part of the process. And going into this, I had a vague idea of what I wanted to do. In every single one of my sketchbooks, I drew a character laying down, looking up at us, as if we were looking down at them. So, this is what I'm doing. This is why I chose this particular reference photo. Um, And there's nothing wrong with recycling ideas as long as you enjoy recreating them. This is why I decided to draw this again. I remember having so much fun just drawing a character laying down, and yeah. I also found that coming back to older ideas helps me get out of art blocks. Um, I'm kind of in an art slump right now. It's hard to put down anything on paper, and when I finally manage to draw something, I'm really dissatisfied with it. Um, and that's why I'm posting less because I just don't have anything to post right now. And it can be so frustrating not having the inspiration or the want to draw when I've been drawing most of my life. And each time this happens, it feels like I'm losing a small part of me. I don't know, maybe I'm just being a little bit dramatic, but it's really hard not having the want to create. Or maybe I'm phrasing this wrong because I really want to draw. I just don't have the motivation to do anything. And it's just sad, really. And the closer I got to finishing this sketchbook, the longer it took me to actually finish it. I don't really know why, but it took me a really, really long time to finish the sketchbook. This is the second to last sketchbook spread. And I already started my new one. I have some pages that I created in the new one, but yeah, I'm just kind of like not feeling it right now. I really need to find like inspiration and motivation to draw again, because it's just like, it's tiring, you know? While sketching this, I realized that I tend to leave like too little space for a forehead of a character, especially if they have bangs. Um, and yeah, it's still a little bit like I left the forehead a little bit too small. I should have left more space there. For the line art, I'm using a 0.05 millimeter point liner pen. These are Pentel point liners. They're my favorite pens for line art at the moment. I like to use very thin liners because I like the way it looks when I go over the same spot a couple of times, and this is just like basically the way that I do line art. I just go over the same spot, not really caring about making the lines perfect. I don't really like using a thicker line art with like smooth individual lines. I do more of like a hatching type of thing. The lines are imperfect, but it looks good. And I'm just lining the entire piece, not really worrying about the lines being perfect and smooth. And it's just more fun for me this way. I cannot imagine going over trying to make the lines perfect. I'm basically just sketching over the sketch with a line art pen. So if you're struggling with line art or you're stressed about making it perfect and messing it up, and that's what's stopping you from creating anything, just don't make them perfect. Don't try to connect them. Leave little spaces between lines. It does not need to be a single continuous line. Line art doesn't have to be this way. Um, you can give yourself a little bit more time with doing these lines, and yeah, they do not have to be perfect. They do not have to be smooth. Um, just do what makes you feel good while drawing, because if you're stressed while doing line art, it's not like, that's not the point of drawing, you know? You shouldn't be stressed while drawing. You shouldn't be worrying about making it look this perfect. You should have fun. And if the perfect smooth line art isn't working for you, it's best to try something different with it. And line art can be so fun to do, so it's a shame to just like make yourself hate it by doing it in a way that's not like satisfying to you, you know? For coloring, I am using alcohol markers. I knew from the start that I will be using alcohol markers, that's why I left the page before that blank, so the bleed through wouldn't destroy anything on the other side. These are Winsor and Newton Pro markers. These are the only alcohol markers, or like mostly, this is the alcohol markers that I'm using. I have some Kuretake ones, some like cheaper brands as well, but these are the ones that I'm using the most. I've been using them for a long, long time. Just basically, like from the moment that I started using different art supplies, these were my first alcohol markers, and I'm still using them years later. Um, but I think that I would like to try and branch out with alcohol markers uh, because right now I'm mostly using these. But I would love to try like a different brand. I just grew used to these specific markers and I really enjoy working with them. My coloring process is pretty straightforward. I just lay down a flat layer of my base color, then I add blush with a pinkier color and I try to blend it out a little bit, make it like a seamless look between the base color and the blush, so it's not like, there aren't any like harsh lines there. Then I go with a darker shade and add like shadows and stuff. I really lay down colors based on like a vibe that I get. Sometimes there's really no rhyme, no reason to my process. Um, I'm just doing what feels right and what I think looks good. Obviously, I'm trying to like recreate the photo a little bit, so that's where I take like the color placements from. But I'm just going by a vibe. Even though I wasn't really like feeling the best while I was drawing it, and I wasn't really like, feeling it, the motivation just was not there. I'm still kind of happy with how this turned out, and I genuinely had fun drawing it. Um, I really need to find like enjoyment in art again. I'm just really not feeling it right now. But yeah, here I tried to give myself a little bit more time to work on this piece um, because I tend to rush things, and yeah, giving yourself enough time to finish a drawing is good. Like, it obviously will look better if you keep working on it and if you don't rush it. Um, so yeah, I try to give myself a little bit more time to work on her skin and the overall drawing. And I just keep adding shadows, and I just keep reworking certain areas that I think needed. Um, and that's just basically the whole process. I think I enjoy coloring the skin like the most. It's the most fun that I have with alcohol markers. I hate drawing clothes. Um, Maybe that's just because I don't really know how to color them. Um, but yeah, I hate doing clothes, and I really need to figure out how to color hair with alcohol markers. Um, for now, my tactic is to just draw random lines and hope it looks good. But yeah, I spend the most time of this um, process drawing the skin, and I think it shows that you can see that I spend the most time on the skin. Um, yeah, it's just the most fun that I have while coloring with alcohol markers. It's just coloring the skin tones. While coloring this, I realized that I rarely do makeup on my characters. Like, obviously, I drew the lashes, but I never did like eyeshadow and stuff. So, this was a fun, like, new thing that I did. I realized that I don't have a single gray marker in my pro markers. Like, not a single cool gray or warm gray marker. My only, like, better quality, like, quote unquote, better quality alcohol markers, gray alcohol markers, are from Kuretake. Um, I should get myself, like, a gray marker, actually. That's wild that I don't have any. And I like to use them for the whites of the eyes and for the teeth, like to shade stuff. I really need to go back to my roots and start making more self indulgent art rather than pretty sketchbook spreads for TikTok and Instagram. Um, I think that's a part of why I'm not really feeling it with art right now. I just got stuck in this really weird headspace with views and engagement and stuff. And I know that I said in my previous videos that's just something that you should never do. Is just is to draw for the viewership. Um, but yeah, I fallen into that. Because when you see that one of your videos did really well, you want to like recreate it and keep the momentum going. And I tried to post every second day. At one point, I even did a video a day. Um, but it's just not sustainable in any way. Um, and I grew pretty tired of it pretty quickly. And I have a new job right now, and it takes like a lot of my mental energy because I am the type of person that stresses pretty easily about things. So you can only imagine how stressful a new job was for me. And it took a lot of my like physical but mental energy as well. and it left me with no motivation, no want to draw. Um, and then I kept thinking about how I didn't post anything on TikTok and Instagram for a whole week and how my engagement would have fallen down and stuff like that. And it's just all so stupid. Because you really shouldn't, I really shouldn't be thinking about art this way as if it were some content to post. I should be doing it because I like it, not because like I want to have views or something. But it's hard sometimes, especially when one of your videos, like I said, did well. And I really, really wanted to keep the momentum going, but I just burned myself out, and it's all completely my fault. And I recognize that. With her hair, I started with, I think it's cinnamon, um, this marker's color, but it was dry, so I took another one. Also cinnamon. I have like doubles of markers. Some of them dried out that I should have thrown out a while ago, but they're still there because there's some ink in there. So I feel bad for throwing them out. And I just laid down another flat layer of color. And for hair, I literally just draw random lines. Um, and I try to make it look good. This is why I said that I need to figure out how to color hair with alcohol markers. Um, because I keep doing this thing that I do with colored pencils where I just draw random lines. But obviously it's going to look better with colored pencils. Um, you can keep the lines like cleaner. I don't know. But this type of thing really does look better with colored pencils. Um, and I think that I planned on going with colored pencils on top of that, but I just kind of forgot while I was doing it. I like adding these random lines on top of like the whole block of hair to create like wisps and to make it look more flowy, I guess. And here I went with another shade to add even more random lines. I realized I have this weird thing when someone tells me to draw something, and I don't really feel like drawing it. I just like clamp down, um, and I just like don't feel like drawing anything at all. Then I don't know. It's pretty weird. Um, but it's the same thing when someone tells me like to watch a show or um, I don't know, to like any other thing really. And I don't really like that when someone like demands something of me. I just like shut down and I don't draw at all. It's weird. It shouldn't work this way, but I don't know. My brain works in a really weird and mysterious ways. Um, so yeah, I don't know. It's a quite weird thing that my brain does to me. Um, it's annoying, and I get annoyed with myself for doing that, but it's just something that happens. And in the end, I went with a black pen and added even more random lines, kind of outlining this whole thing. And my favorite part, which is just adding white highlights to her eyes, the corner of her eyes, the inner corner of her eyes. And to her. I added a sticker that came from um, a vinyl record. I think it's called Play Parachutes. Really pretty album. I'm pretty sure everyone is like familiar with at least one song on this album. Um, but I saw it and I was like, I need to have that album on vinyl. Then I started coloring the background, and it's just like a block of blue color behind her. And a little bit of pink on the left side. It was supposed to kind of look like a bed, but I gave up. Then on the right, I really wanted to draw some flowers and I chose pansies. Um, I think they're really cute. And I'm just sketching them in this space on the right page. I am coloring them with my Langwo acrylic markers. They still work great. I've had them for a while now and they are one of the best purchases that I made when it comes to art supplies. Acrylic markers are a really great medium. I basically just color every single one of these flowers the same way. Um, I chose blue to like make the page cohesive, I guess. And my head was visible for a while. Hello. Sometimes you really need to get like close to the page, to see what you're doing. And then I decided to add some song lyrics, and it's from this album. Um, it was, I think it was Sparks, a song called Sparks. Yeah, definitely. I had to think for a little while. Um, and then in the end, I added some sparkles because I thought that would be fitting, you know. The song is called Sparks, and yeah, this is like basically it. So this is it. This is the finished spread. I'm really happy with how this turned out. Um, yeah, I'm just I actually really enjoyed both the process and yeah, I like how this turned out. I hope you enjoyed watching me draw this. I've got other social media if you'd like to follow me somewhere. I have TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky. All the links will be down in the description below. I hope you're safe whenever you are, or as safe as you can be. The world is crazy right now. And I will see you in my next video. So, bye bye!